This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to week 19 of the Arrowverse Weekly Review. And we have 3 episodes to go over, so let's just get into it. And starting with Naomi, honestly, this was the worst episode of the show. And honestly, I really wanted to punch someone in the face when I was watching this because of, not for reasons you think, because it was insulting, Tolkien and Middle Earth and everything in it. And I'll give a quick review of this, and then I'm gonna probably just go into a rant about how this was pretty disrespectful to Tolkien and Peter Jackson and basically everything they made. So yeah, this really didn't do anything to push the mystery forward. And I also had, kind of pointless um, side story about the one person who owns a comic store not being able to afford it after she goes and actually she tells us all the currently running Batman series. And I think it just confuses me the most about this universe is where does the like what's called the comics end and reality begin, because they have Star Labs, Thanagarians, and probably a few more things that actually do exist within the universe, but also DC Comics exists, and everyone there's fictional characters. So yeah, if I can't remember what the show, I'd probably try to figure out, but I'll say don't. And now it's time for a rant about them kind of disrespecting Tolkien and Lord of the Rings. So I don't know, I just scan the video until the Superman footage pops up if you want to see that. And what I find really insulting is that they just went and started dumping on Tolkien and everything and not justifying it. Here's the thing, if they said that, they don't like Lord of the Rings and they say, oh, there's, these reasons, then you know what? I'll respect their opinion, but if they're just going, nah, Lord of the Rings sucks, and doing nothing to defend it, and having the main character say that, so it seems like it's something that they want you to agree with. Yeah, I think that was just really insulting. And then they go and the only thing they do in a positive way is give a surface level explanation of how Return of the King and not Return of the King, Fellowship of the Ring ends. And with that, basically anyone knows if they've seen it how to describe what happened. That Sam would not let Frodo be alone. They directly say that in both book and movie. I'm pretty sure in both, Sam says, I am going with you, when Frodo says, I'm going alone. So it does not take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Although that is a good scene, I think it would be going to have. They kind of make Tolkien fans look dumber than a box of rocks when they're saying that Lord of the Rings is a comic book because, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but comic books are visual, usually in short issues that lead up to a bigger one when they release into graphic novels. And Lord of the Rings is a full on book. And yeah, I just honestly was just so insulted by that. And then they also have a minor nitpick is, at least compared to that one, the fact that they have a guy saying with such confidence how the character of Ungoliant, or Shelob's mother, dies, and I spent like a minute on Google and was able to figure out that that was just a prevailing theory, and they shouldn't have been saying it with such confidence. And honestly, I was just so annoyed. I was nearly about to turn this episode off. I decided to let it play through, and yeah, I just honestly didn't like it. And this token hate just felt so unnecessary. It didn't go into the main plot. They literally could have chose any franchise, and they didn't even need to say it was bad. They just could have had the person feel like it wasn't supposed to be, related to comics and say that they could just, cut it out. And yeah, honestly, I just don't have any more to say. I could probably do it, but we're already at like 5 minutes of this, and I'm assuming like half of it's been this rant, so let's just move on to Superman and Lois. And we had another great episode. I watched this before, of course, Naomi, since this is on release schedule, but I had such a great time watching it. And there's just so many interesting things. We got to see, well, the plan of Ellie nearly be completed with, well, the pendant being brought to the, we'll just say, Bizarro world. And Ellie is arrested, and they do wonder if Lucy has died. And it turns out she didn't, but she was the backup plan. Is now going to break out Ellie from jail, and that's gonna be interesting to see. But also, there's some other interesting things too. And this, I think that probably the least impactful was when Lana and Kyle prepared for the debate. And yeah, I think that was just, to push the storyline along. I was fine with it, but I just think it was probably the most boring storyline of this. And then we get one with, oh, Jonathan and his girlfriend, and then Jordan having to leave Sarah and her friend to go save his life from his girlfriend's supplier who was going to kill both of them on X-Kryptonite. And yeah, I think it was pretty interesting. And finally having Superman go after the people in Inverse Society and try to take them down was interesting. I had a lot of fun watching it. I have been loving Superman and Lois in every episode so far. I don't think they've had a bad one. Yeah, I think they've done such a great job. And just cannot wait to see next week's, where it seems that Superman has disappeared. I'm so excited to see that. And now let's move on to The Flash. I basically just finished the episode, and I think it was a pretty good episode. This definitely isn't my favorite of the show, but I still think that they did a great job, and with it, I think they didn't have, the complexity of this handled well, because you could really see both sides. You could see that Barry wants to be a good person and wants to go and see that, well, this is an innocent man. But you could also see how he could be kind of pushed because this is how his father is. But then you could go to the other side and you could see there's a lot of, evidence that could say this is the guy, and you think it could go either way. Although based on, future synopsis to episodes, this isn't the guy, and I think it would have been better if we didn't have that synopsis out, and it could have been more interesting. But still, I think they did a good job. See, I did not like the Allegra storyline. I could really care less. But I really like the scenes between Joe and Barry where he's helping Barry realize if he is, just thinking straight because of his dad or not. And yeah, I think that they did a really good job with doing this. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it was a good episode. I think so far we haven't had anything on the quality of Armageddon, which has definitely been the best part of the season so far, but still, this is a pretty interesting one, which seems like it could be setting up the new storyline, and this is probably going to be the horror-themed villain, bringing people presumably back from the dead. With my best guess that the killer is most likely being a revived Firestorm. Yeah, I am still really interested to see how this goes. I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.